Hello and welcome everybody to another edition of Overcoming Illness. I am your host, Paula Denoncourt, founder and CEO of Enrich Your Health. I'm a holistic health coach and I help my clients stop living a life of pain and suffering by giving them simple recipes and lifestyle tips and prayer. I truly believe in prayer and in helping with your healing. So I've decided to do this show, Overcoming Illness, because I myself suffered from multiple food allergies. I almost died from it. And there's a lot of people out there suffering that have had many different illnesses. If you haven't seen the show, please go back and watch some of the replays. We've had people with congestive heart failure. We've had people with cancer, mold toxicity, which led me to just want to remind everybody right now with all this rain that everybody's getting, be careful of your homes with mold. I just want to put that out there. Go watch some of the replays on mold. It can do a number on your health. So the whole East Coast has been flooded over the last few days. So please watch those and make sure you clean your house really well. You don't want mold toxicity. So that's just a reminder. But yeah, I just started this show to help people get their stories out. People need their stories and what they're going through with their illnesses, whether it's cancer, Lyme disease, any autoimmune illness. So anything like that, we need your stories. So please reach out to me. You can reach out to me by going to Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, my phone number, 508-330-9665 if you're listening. Or you can just email me, info@enrichyourhealth.com, and that's with a UR, ENRICHURHEALTH.com, info@enrichyourhealth.com. So you can reach out to me any which way of those ways. I'm looking for sponsors in the new year. So we're going to do sponsorships in the new year. So if you're looking to advertise your business and you really want to get your businesses or services out there, this is a great platform to do that because you can repurpose it. So just keep that in mind. If you need more exposure, more money, more business, I can help you do that, not just by sponsorship on the show, but I've got a huge platform with Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. I have all of that going on. I've got like 3,000 followers, I think, on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. So great way. You can also be in the business spotlight. I also have that to offer if you don't want to be a sponsor on the show. So those are just some things that you can do. But without further ado, I'm really excited to have my guest tonight, Miss Mary Russell. And she is, let me get the intro here. But I am really excited to have her on tonight. She is an amazing person, has been through a lot of different things. Because now I can't pull it up. Gotta love when that happens. I know it's here. There it is. Okay. There we go. Whoops. My apologies.
Oh, that is okay.
There we go. All right, so let me introduce Miss Mary Russell Hankins. She is an elect woman of God. She is also a wife and a mother of one child. She was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Mary was raised in a well-known, respected, and educated Christian family. Mary rededicated her life back to God in 2009 after her family suffered a serious near-fatal tragedy. Mary then started writing her poems and poetry when her husband was robbed and gunned down. I really can't wait to hear about that. She gave her life to God and made a vow to follow him. If he showed her how, God healed her husband, and then he restored their love, their faith, and family. Faith gave Mary strength to fight for her life as well as her family. God envisioned Mary to express herself through her writing. Mary is a faithful, ordained minister at the Word of the Living God Ministries under Apostle John L. Mohorn Jr. and elect Lady Delbert Mohorn in a beautiful city of Pompano, I hope I said that right, Beach, Florida. Mary is a committed and loyal servant who loves God and has been sent to be an example for our future young ladies. Mary is not only an author, she is a woman of power and faith. Welcome, Mary. Thank you for being on tonight.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I
Well,
really appreciate it.
we're excited to have you tonight. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, if you have any brothers or sisters, anything like that.
Okay, sure. So I grew up in the beautiful city of Pompano Beach, Florida. Then I resigned to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Been staying in Fort Lauderdale a long time. I
Mhm.
have two sisters and I have one brother. My brother's a police in Duval County, and my sister works for a private school in the legal department, and my other sister is becoming a doctor.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes, yes. I have one son, 21 years old. My miracle baby, I was told I wasn't going to be able to have kids because I had a tilted uterus. So a lot of miscarriages was happening. And, I'm being transparent. Before that, a few abortions as well. I was young,
Oh,
didn't want any kids, didn't think I wasn't didn't want to put it like this. I didn't want my family to have a bad name of not being married and having babies. So I did that. I regret it, but I ended up having my miracle son. And even though I was going through all my issues, I was just like, okay, God, you let me have this one, I'm going to do it.
oh,
And yes, so I'm excited for my miracle baby. Um, Fast forward 2003, after I got had my son in 2002, I was diagnosed with thyroid disease. So I was going in and out the hospitals, my hair falling out, oh my gosh, doing radiation at home, where my husband and my son had to actually give me grocery through the door because they couldn't be in the house with me while I was doing radiation. So it was a struggle with my health. I mean, weight going up and down. Some days I'm fine, some days I'm not. Just like, God, what's going on? Like, why am I feeling this way? Then fast forward, I just start to just pray and ask God to show me another way. Like, there is
right.
no way that you have called me since I was a little girl not to show me the right way. Fast forward 2009, April 25th, actually, 2009, my husband, which was my boyfriend then, was gunned and shot down and was pronounced dead. When I got the call, he was pronounced dead. Oh my gosh, I was riding my car with the kids so fast. I know that the angels was driving that car because I was hysterical. When I
Right.
got to the scene, it was roped off, police everywhere. And only thing I can remember this guy, he's saying, "Oh, they took him to Broward General Hospital." I jumped back in the car, went to the hospital, and when I tell you, my car was so close to the door was not moving. I was all the way up there. So I went in, I'm screaming, I'm crying. I tell the lady at the registration, I was like, listen, I got a call. They say my husband here. They told me that he's dead. I need to see him. She was calming me down. She said, listen, we have not got a call yet. So can you imagine how fast I was going that I beat the paramedics to the hospital? That's how fast I was going. So then she said, hold on, we getting a call now. She said, what's his name? So I gave him the name, gave her the name. So when she went back there, she came back. She said, I got good news. I was like, what? I'm crying. She was like, he's alive. I was like, what? And in
Wow.
the hospital, in that emergency room, I fell on my knees and I said, God, thank you. Because my vow was, even if he's not with me, long as you keep him here for the kids, our kids, that's all that matter. Because I had 3 bonus babies as well with, being with him. I was like, long as you keep him alive for the kids, even if he's not with me, remind you he was just my boyfriend. Fast
Mm,
forward, he lives.
wow.
2012, we got married and we've been together all together 27 years.
So back up a little bit. What happened? Like, how did he get gunned down? What happened? Was he robbed?
Yes, he was raw. Actually, it was a whole like crew of them. And where his sister stayed at, it was like known for where they drink, they were around in that area. They drink, they barbecued, they gambled. Like it's like a fun spot basically where everybody come just hang out. So the robbers end up coming there because it was a lot of them they was trying to rob, not just my husband. My husband is just the one that ended up getting shot. And remind you, I didn't even say this part. When he got shot, he was shot with a 45. He was
And where was
supposed
it
to have
shot? In the
in
head?
the
Where was
back. He
it? In the
got
back.
shot in the back. Yes. So he was supposed to have surgery to get the bullet removed, but my dad came to the hospital, right? And my dad prayed over him, and my dad said, "You will not go into surgery. God is going to remove this bullet. Like you're not going to go through surgery." That next morning, when they came to do the x-rays and all that, how about overnight, the bullet exploded in his back.
Oh my Lord.
He did not end up having surgery. They told him he was going to be like on his right side. They told him he wasn't going to be able to use his arms. He had lost everything. He had to try to write again. We had to do a lot of therapy. But today he is fixing cars. He lifting cars up, putting tires on cars, putting transmissions in. He do not look like nothing he been through.
Wow.
Now, this is where we going with this now. Okay, I feel like, thank you, Jesus. Because of the tragedy that happened to him, that's what brought me back to God.
Wow.
Because it wasn't nothing about me. As much as I went through in my sickness and thought I was about to leave here, I put my wheels together. I got the life insurances. I really thought I was going to leave here. I was that sick. But it took a tragedy of somebody that I love so much for me to give my life back to God. Now,
Wow.
a lot of people pray and they ask God for things, but you have to think about it. What you're asking for, is you going to get the glory or is God going to get the glory?
God's going to get the glory. Yeah.
There is no way I could save my husband from being shot in the back with a 45. As many people as we know that got shot, they didn't make it, not even one time. They died that first time.
Right. Wow.
So when I tell you, when you pray, you best believe what you pray for is God gonna get the glory. Because God, the only one, can change the heart of mankind, man and woman. But God heard my vow. Ever since I was a little girl, I used to see, God is my witness, and I'm telling this because I feel open to share this. Since I was a little girl, able to even know how to spell, I used to see things across people's head. It may say HIV, AIDS, depression. I couldn't understand the things. I used to just go lay hands on people when I couldn't read. I didn't understand it. But I used to be able to tell my mom and dad, I can spell what I see, the letters. And they'll be like, "Oh, that's depression. Oh, that's HIV. I didn't know none of that. Only thing I knew is this is D. This is this. And my mom and dad used to have to keep me covered all the time because I didn't understand spirits was transferable.
Right.
At a young age, I didn't understand.
Right.
So as I matured, it's like, okay, now I know about the spirit of discernment. Now I know everything that God shows me about somebody. It's not meant for me to tell that person all the time. Right. It's just meant for me to pray for that person.
Yep.
But the good thing, Miss Paula, is I thank God that He has given me the spirit of boldness. That when He tells me to do it, if the person accepts it, cool.
Right.
If they don't, cool. It's not me, but I got the full confidence that with what God tells me, I know what I'm talking about. They can admit it or not.
Yeah.
But
absolutely. Yeah.
But it oh my gosh, when I tell you, it's a beautiful thing to be in the arms of a gracious God.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a beautiful thing.
I agree.
So I'm telling you that started my whole journey. Like that started me right in my, let me tell you how I even started. You didn't even know none of this part. This is in the testimony. Even after he got shot, he was, prescribed Oxycontin pills, the Oxycontin pills and all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Months later, he ended up getting stopped by the undercover police and taken to jail.
Oh no.
Yes, because of his prescription. Because here you have to have either the paperwork showing that's your prescription in the car, or on the bottle, it has your name and all of that. But if that label is faded, you have to have a new bottle. You cannot drive around if they can't properly. They may see your first name, but if they can't see your whole second name and all the information they need, they can take you to jail for trafficking.
Oh Lord. Wow.
My husband ended up going to jail for trafficking, leaving his sister's house, being in the school zone because of his pills.
Oh my Lord. Wow.
The police told us, like the neighbor that was at the end of the corner called his sister and was like, "Hey, the police have your brother down here. Call his wife. Call his wife." So when she called me and his mom went there with the paperwork showing these are his prescriptions. He was shot. He was telling the police he was shot. Guess what? His mom gave the police the letter. The police looked at the paperwork and threw it on the ground at his mom and show it to his lawyer.
Mm.
Discrimination. It was horrible.
Wow.
So he ended up going to jail, and they end up saying he ended up going to jail. They let him come out on house arrest, and they end up saying, "Oh, we're trying to give him 30 years in the school zone until we prove all the pills in the bottle was his." They talk about it was one extra pill in the bottle.
Wow.
I'm like, they can't do that. But little did I know, I never been to jail. Thank God. My family side never went to jail. So it's just like, okay, they can't do that. Not one pill. Oh, yes, they can.
Wow. I worked in a prison and I didn't even know that. Yeah.
Yes, they can. So what happens was when they proved everything, right? We end up going through 3 lawyers. 3. Okay.
My goodness.
And they end up giving him, they dropped it down. Well, we see all the big amount was yours, but it was one extra pill. So we giving you 6 years. They took it from 30 to 6 years in prison for one extra pill. They say that they say was in the bottle because he was in the school zone. That's still considered trafficking.
Oh my God.
Is that crazy or what?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I worked in law enforcement. I've heard lots of stories.
Yeah.
And I even working in a prison, I knew a lot of police officers. I never heard a story like that. Yeah.
Yes. But let me tell you, it sounds really crazy, but God knows exactly what he was doing. Mm-hmm. When my husband had to go, soon as my husband's on house arrest, we was fighting the case. We went through 3 lawyers. We was like, okay, we had done got married and everything. July 5th, we done got married 2012. He had to go back to court at the end of that month on July. They say, oh, we still found it was one pill, 6 years. So we like, what? I'm like, wait a minute, God. I know you just didn't allow us to get married and he going to jail for 6 years. I'm like, no, God, you're going to work it out. Right. But guess what? He ended up going to jail for 6 years.
He did?
But watch this. Yes, he did. He went, he turned this because what they was trying to do, they was like, well, we'll give you probation, 3 years probation for the one extra pill. You don't have to go to prison. He said, no, I'd rather take the 6 years and come out with nothing over my head.
Oh, wow.
He said because he knew a lot of family members, when you take those kind of charges, really, sometimes you setting yourself up for failure because they may say you could be out, but if you around anything that violates you, they'll take that off the table and you'll get the max time. You get what I'm saying? So he was like, no. He was like, you gonna be here? Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I don't know the system, but I'm gonna trust you. And guess what? When he went, right? 2013, I wrote my first book,
Mm-hmm.
Faith, Family, and Love. But I said all that to say this. A lot of times we make things and people and places our God, the little g. And
Yeah.
now we make it becomes an idol God. And what does the Bible say? You shall not have no other God before me. What can be an idol God? An idol God can be your business. An idol God can be your children, your spouse, your
Yeah.
parents.
Yep.
Anything that you giving more energy and commitment to, that is an idol God.
Yep.
And Miss Paula, I didn't know that that was he was an idol God. I'm like, what? Until it was revealed to me. But
Mm-hmm.
if he didn't go, I wouldn't have wrote my first book. I wouldn't have wrote my second book. And I
Mm.
wouldn't have been, and God connected me with millionaires. That everything people went to school for about business, to learn this, to learn all this extra stuff, I was taught for free.
That's
He
awesome.
started connecting. He started connecting me with people to help me get to where I am right now.
That's
So a
awesome.
lot of things in our life, we seem like it's a delay. We seem like that it's just not working, but
Yep.
it is working for our good
Yep.
every time.
Yep. It's hard. It's hard when you're going through it. And I always
Mm-hmm.
teach people this, just we have to learn to look at things with a different perspective. Like for myself, I worked in a prison for 22 years. Long story short, I was a dispatcher, and my health was deteriorating from the stress of it all. So I changed job positions for 6 years. I became an administrative assistant, and then because of budget cuts, I had to go back to being in dispatch. But when I went back, I looked at it differently. I knew like I was helping the people around me. I was starting to study health and nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't hire me as a health coach, but I was getting through to them, with
Mm-hmm.
different things. Like I could, I'd hear like this other woman that I worked with, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I knew about those hemp seeds," and or she'd say, "I know gluten is like glue," or
Oh Lord.
or if she'd get a stomach ache from eating like
Mm-hmm.
bad combinations of food.
Mm-hmm.
She'd have like fruit and nuts, which a lot of people don't know about. If you have
Right.
issues, they digest at different times. So I remember one day she had trail mix and blueberries or something, and she had a stomach ache. She's like, "Paula, why am I in pain? Why do I have a stomach ache?" I said, "What did you eat?" Number
Right.
one. Then we
Right.
looked at it. I said, "That's why, because they digest at different times." So I was teaching the people around me, and I learned to look at it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So was your husband actually in prison for 6 years?
He was in he was in the system for 6 years. But when I tell you he ended up moving so fast. Every time he witnessed to somebody, he ended up 5 minutes from his mom's house
Mm-hmm.
to work release. So even though the system said 6 years, he was not in one place. He was moving from place till he made it 5 minutes to his mama's house. When I tell you, Miss Paula, the favor was so much on us, I
Mm-hmm.
can be in the line waiting to see him, to visit him. People just come up to me. It's something about you. You have this, I don't know. It's like a glow on you. Who are you here to see? I say, oh, I'm here to see my husband. Oh, your husband is here? These people say, I don't know what it is. Can we put money on his books? I'm like,
Wow.
yeah. We met, when I tell you going in that line, we made people like they just fell in love with us. Till people was actually got his account number and putting money on his books while he was in there.
Wow.
And not knowing that the people who he was drawn to, that was drawn to me out there, my husband was protecting their children in there, their sons.
Mm.
They was clinging to my husband for some reason, but it ended up being that God knew what he was doing. He put my husband in the right place at the right time. And every time somebody was moved, my husband moved. Every time he witnessed to them, they moved, he moved. He gained his own faith in there.
I was gonna say, so he must be prophetic as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
he is.
yeah. So
He's not like
the enemy.
where I am,
Yeah.
ordained minister. But when I tell you, he can look at people sometimes, he'll be like, we need to pray for them. It's something off.
Yeah.
And when I tell you the heart, he has a heart of gold. Like I can have my friends, and I had a young lady, which was one of my close friends, lost her job, going through a lot, and had kids. And I'm just like, he like, what's wrong? I'm like, my friend lost her job and they're not gonna have their lights on. He was like, well, Mary, how much is and I told him how much. He was like, just light bill. I'll give you the money back. I'm like, okay. I was gonna do it anyway. Oh, I forgot this being recorded. No, it'd be years ago, but
Yeah.
I was gonna do it anyway. But I like to keep peace in the home,
Right.
And he was just like, go ahead, we gotta, help people. We gotta sow seeds. And that's one thing he believed in. He definitely believed in sowing seeds in people's lives. Well, if it comes to, it could be just something as, you need your brakes fixed. Okay, no problem. How much I owe you? Oh, nothing. No, you don't owe me nothing. He just do it. And he know that just protect us. It protects our children. It protects everybody around us when we plant seeds and we think about other people besides ourselves. That's just like you, Miss Paula. The other night when we got off the phone, I was praying for you, and you sent me out. I reached out to you like, hey, I need help. I'm dealing with thyroid disease. This is what I'm going through. And you listened to me. You were so sweet, and you created a plan for me. So I'm super excited to try my plan so I can come back and give a big testimony.
Well, I'm excited for you, not even just for the testimony, but I'm excited for you to get started on your journey to help you with your health.
Absolutely.
I've seen a lot of people with thyroid problems, autoimmune issues, all that. So yeah.
Yes, it's serious, but look how you're so blessed and you're using it to create plans. Because see, when you create plans and stuff like that, it's a gift that you have been given. Because even though you can have 5 people deal with thyroid disease,
right,
everybody list is not going to be the same because everybody's body is different.
Absolutely.
Right. Yep. So it's like when you hear me, you hear somebody else, it's like the first thing coming to your mind, you're gonna be like, oh, this. And guess what? By the time you done sent it to me, you like, oh, I forgot to add. No, you didn't. What you sent was meant for me.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't understand that, because even with things, they be like, oh, I was supposed to do this. I'll say, no, you don't. No, you wasn't. Wow. What you sent me or what you said was exactly what you were supposed to say or what you were supposed to send. Just because.
I'm like, oh, I hope I sent it. I hope I gave her enough.
No, you did good. You did good. Okay. Awesome. See, once we have total, complete confidence that this God thing that we have going on here, nobody can take it. Nobody.
Right.
We can go on jobs all day and lose our jobs, but this creativity and this gifts and these talents that he has given us, nobody can take it away.
No.
So I used to do workshops with credit and business and all of that. And I used to say, there is no way nobody around me should ever say they broke. Ever.
Right.
Because we have people, listen, I think I'm YouTube, one of their best friends, YouTube. I get on that YouTube and I study. If you see my house, I got heat press, Cricut machines. Listen, I know how to make shirts.
Too.
Come on, I know how to make shirts. I know how to make mugs. I know how to make bangles, necklaces, everything that you can be creative in. I think I know how to do, because I never let fear hold me back. You see the title of the book, If You Speak It, It Will Come. This is my latest book on Amazon. Yeah. This is an A through Z affirmation book. If you never go to church, if you read this book, you will understand spiritual after you done. because it's broken down in the physical form, but you also going to get some spiritual Bible verse up in there.
That's perfect. That's
so
awesome.
It's a little everything, because I had to understand, yes, I was ordained in the church. Yes, I have preached on the pulpits, but my ministry is outside the four walls. Right. That's my ministry. That's what I'm called to do. I'm an evangelist. I've been raised, with all these bishops and pastors and ministers, the titles. That's all good. Yes, you need that certificate to get on certain platforms and certain doors. That's wonderful. But our assignment is, you don't need a title to do what God tells you to do. Because in his word, it said we're all called to be an evangelist. All of us. What is an evangelist? That's what we're doing right now. Yep. We're evangelizing to each other. We're sharing stories. We're sharing the goodness, things that done happened to us. Right. So we are all called to be an evangelist. Yep. What you doing, evangelize. Every time you send somebody a recipe, every time you send them something to help them with their health, you're evangelizing, because what's coming in your spirit for that person, you're obeying it and you're sending it and you're doing it. Yep. It's all about spreading the word. And it's spreading the word. People don't. One of my mentors told me this, and this changed my life. Mm-hmm. There are people out there waiting for you. Yes. And not only that, so whether it's your book, for example, I just put out a book called Activate Your Faith, Witness Generational Turnaround. Yes. Whether it's the book, but not only that, but they may have to do something once they read the book. So absolutely, people are waiting for that as well. So when I learned that changed my whole world. Because let's face it, we've all wanted to just say, "Oh, forget it, it's not working. I can't deal with this anymore." Yeah. But every time I do that, it's more, for me, it's just more of a recharge. I just need to recharge and then just pick back up again, because I know there are people waiting. I know people that need what I have, and I'm not going to give up. But yeah, there's I just call it, I don't say I'm quitting. There's just sometimes where I just need to recharge, regroup, restructure, and just keep going, So I wanted people to hear that, because I think there's a lot of people out there probably in that same boat. Maybe they're working a 9-to-5. They thought of quitting, and maybe they've tried side hustles and they're not good at it. Not everybody is. I'm not great at sales. That's one of my things I'm working on, because you have to be to do business. But you have to just keep going. Just remember, once you keep going and just show up, people will connect to you. It's just keep showing up, just keep doing it. And the other thing is, it doesn't have to be perfect right away. Just show up. Absolutely. Absolutely. The beautifying stuff can come later, I mean, you want to look professional. You don't want to look like a jerk, but do the best you can with money you can, and then just keep learning as you go on. I think we get caught up in learning, and then you never do anything. Absolutely. I'm guilty of that. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, that book is probably, I'm sure it's amazing and helpful. Yes. One of the things I just went through was a 90-day prayer group. And we learned, it was amazing. It was with Prophet Anise Suleiman. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. And she would just make us get up at 5 a.m. Well, God was making us get up. Right. 5 a.m. every day, weekends included. Okay. And she would just go through the Bible, no notes. She'd just get up in the morning, and whatever God downloaded her, that's what she was giving us. No notes, no structure, nothing. And we would just go through the Bible and learn, some daily traits, regular life, but a lot about business and biblical principles and how to pray for our businesses. But back to the Bible. I mean, it was incredible. I have so many notes. I have books. So now I have to go and read, go through everything and really apply it. But I'm sure your book is on that same idea. Absolutely. You've got to speak it. You've got to speak it into existence. Yeah. Absolutely. And you were saying before too, it's it's something comes behind it. Not only do you speak it, it's like it's a faith without works is dead.
Right.
So what I learned in strategy is one, you definitely have to show up. That's being consistent.
Yep.
But one thing that I stand on biblical principle is you do it little by little.
Right.
And then you ask for strategy. Give you an example. My coaching business, I'm finalizing the website. Actually, yesterday, finalized the website. Got my course, my manual, everything done.
Yeah.
The only thing I need to do is I need to record my videos to go on the platform too. I can do it like a group setting. Everybody get theirs. We do it like this. But
Right.
I actually want people who want to just buy the course, do it at their own pace. I have to create those videos, right?
Right. Right.
So I prayed last night. I say, okay, God, how am I going to create these videos? And making sure that you're telling me to do it at that time. So when it comes off, it's come off with your anointing on me. How am I going to do it? I need strategy. Do you know I could not sleep hardly last night?
Yeah.
When I tell you it was so much, that's why I have to keep a notebook by my bed.
Yeah.
A notebook and a pen in my Bible. I keep it by the bed because soon as it come to me, I get up like this, even if it's one eye open, and I'm turning on the little light, like, because I don't want to forget.
Right.
So the Holy Spirit revealed to me, little by little, do one a day. Just like you can go work 9 to 5 on the people job or whatever hours you work your business 1 to 2 hours a day after you come home, get situated, make sure dinner cook if you need to do that, and you work on your own business. Do you have to sit there for 2 whole hours straight in the row working on your business? No, you just like it said when you read the Bible, break it down in an hour. I'm going to do 15 minutes listening to praise and worship. I'm going to do 15 minutes, just read my Bible. I'm going to do 15 minutes of laying back and seeing if God's going to say anything to me. And then I'm going to do 15 minutes in journaling. You break it up, because if you trying to go just full force in, everybody get like, okay, this is too much. It's too much. Yes, you have to learn your strategy. You have to learn, okay, let me write this down. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to do my hours. I'm going to spend 15 minutes doing this, 20 minutes doing this, 10 minutes doing. Break it up so it don't seem overwhelming. Yeah. But if you want to be successful, you got to put in 1 to 2 hours. A lot of people put more, but I go little by little.
Right.
Whatever you being downloaded, I need to be able to have that capacity to hold what's coming in them downloads I'm getting.
Yeah.
Have you ever just get so much at one time? You like, oh my God, what do I do first? Oh my God, do I make shirts? Do I do this? Because we created. But every time something comes to us, that don't mean it need, and I had to learn. Just because I saw me work making shirts, necklaces, jewelry, bracelets, that don't mean I'm supposed to do it all at one time. I was exhausted.
A lot of that. Yeah. He gave me a lot of t-shirt designs and stuff. Yeah. In fact, I did some prophetic art back in 2020. I was just looking at some of those pictures. I'm like, I should put those out again and see if anybody bites, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then that's another thing. We have to be careful how we speak it, right?
Right.
So it's like, now I love what you're saying. Hey, maybe I should put it back out there, see if somebody, no, just be like, you know what? I am going to put it out there. And even if one person get it, it'll open up a door for somebody else to get it.
There you go.
So it's like, we have to be careful. I'm learning this every day. Certain things I'm accustomed to saying, I'll be like,
yeah, I know. It's
hard. It's hard
learning.
Because it becomes a habit for saying things for so long. But I know with me writing down, saying, okay, Lord, I want to know how to unlock every miracle. I'm tired of just a breakthrough. I want a miracle. Miracle after miracle. Yep. Show me how. Yep. That's just like, how some people say, oh, food is to a man's heart. You cook for him, oh, he's just going to be all this. Yeah, right. No. Every marriage is going to have some difficulties. Absolutely. You may cook chicken and he's going to say, why you ain't cook steak? You get what I'm saying? It's like you have to go and ask God, show me. This is what my prayer. God, show me how to be the wife of my own husband. My problem was I was looking at too many YouTubes of how you supposed to treat your husband and see if it go right. And guess what? No, I was looking to somebody else and I wasn't saying, God, you gave this man to me. We married. Show me how to be the wife for my husband, my own husband. Keep my eyes for my own husband. Keep my heart for my own husband. Because it's easy for us to feel like we slacking at home. As soon as attention comes from somewhere else, guess what? It's easy for, I wish she was like that. Oh, I wish look how he's treating her. It's easy to do that. And what happens, the enemy come in. And not only do he come in through your marriage area, it start affecting your business, your mindset, your health. It just do a ripple effect.
We have
and that's
comparatives. I don't know how you say the word, comparativitis.
Yeah.
So bad. And social media does that.
Absolutely.
You look at all these, whatever it is, it could be Facebook, it could be TikTok, whatever, and people get on for a couple of minutes. Hey, I made $2,000 in 10 minutes. But they don't tell you what they've done to get there. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And even the structure of business, this is one of the things I'm learning. Like all the I've had tons of coaching, tons. All the coaches I've had along the years, hardly any of them teach you the structure of business.
Absolutely.
Hardly any of them. They don't teach you, get your LLC, get your EIN number. This will help you get funding, get your business credit in order. They don't teach any of that. It's all about, oh, you're going to get to 10K or whatever the heck, whatever they come up with.
Absolutely.
None of them are teaching that. And it blows my mind away. I'm like, teach the structure, the foundation where you need to start, how to network, how to get out there. And now, especially with social media, some people don't know how to network. Like they don't even know what it means. They just get on the social media. They don't even know what it means. So,
and you know what I do? This how I network. I go right on social media and I type in the search bar, events near me.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm like, oh, this $15. Okay, this interesting. This free. Yep. Oh, okay. I can learn the class sitting there with other women. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I just search it. Everybody who has an event coming up or wherever they have an event, right, or whatever, it just pops right up. But you're right. I learned a lot with being in network marketing. They did teach you all that because everybody want to know about the fast money. Oh, you can get 10,000, you can make 2,000, and then they get disappointed because how are they doing it?
Yeah, and
how are they doing it? But guess what? They don't realize. And network marketing, it comes with levels.
Yeah.
When you come here, you got people up under you. So even if you don't make nail sale, you're getting a residual income from all those people that's coming up underneath you. Trust me, I've been I've been there.
It's tough. It's tough because then, a lot of these coaches will say, well, you got to do ABC, whatever, to get to 10K, but then you also need ABC to get there. You need whatever it is, the emails, the platforms like Zoom, whatever it is, that adds up. So you've got to have all this funding structure and everything else lined up. And that's why I don't know. It just makes me sad that a lot of these coaches are not teaching about business. They're starting to finally, but a lot of them aren't. There's no structure. It's just, oh, I'll help you get to 10K. But what do you need to have a structure, So anyway, I just wanted to add that.
No, but it is so true. What you're saying, they get you all hyped up, to get you in the door, and then they help you for a moment, and then you left alone. Like, okay, what do I do next? But they don't understand. A lot of people, what I had to learn, I'm gonna use me, is like I said, trying to chase the bag. Everybody say, trying to chase the money, trying to chase the bag.
Right.
It was becoming an idol god.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was running after the bag, all hell was breaking loose in my house.
Right.
Because when you go to making a certain kind of money, you go to saying, oh, maybe I don't need you no more.
Yeah.
You go to getting a big head.
Yeah.
So guess what? God had to strip all of that. Them 2,000 and all that I was making every week in network marketing, strip. So and I'm like, what? Hey, what's going on? Humble yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You chasing another God. Have I even called you to that? Right. A lot of things we jump in, we not praying about it first. We jumping in because of the hype. So what happens? We sad because we done spent all this money.
Oh yeah. Yep.
We done spent all this time. And the whole time, what we doing now is what we supposed to been doing in the beginning. If we just ask, Father, Daddy, what do I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? What am I here for?
And even with that, one of the things that niece taught us, which was like mind blowing, pray for like the clients that are going to be coming. What are they going to be? How are you going to help them? What do they need help with? And God, how are you going to help them? So that kind of blew me away, because we're all taught pray for your clients, but you're not taught to pray for what their needs might be.
Absolutely.
That's huge. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's one thing I love about working in the community. I work for the organization, the YMCA. Been doing it for 5 years. Help the homeless population, help single moms, whoever come in there need assistance. They don't have to be homeless. But what I love about it is I incorporate that also with my coaching. I've been doing coaching, but I'm just finally getting everything done the right way. Put it that way. We can be doing it a long time, but is it structured and done the right way? Now it's done the right way. So what I do is I incorporate that in my business and my coaching, because somebody may come to me for spiritual, but they struggling in their finance, trying to do this, trying to do that. So when I sit with them, I hear the overall picture of what they going through. And usually 9 times out of 10, the reason they can't stay consistent because they worry about how I'm gonna pay my rent. The rent keep going up, but I don't know how to budget.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So by me being in the community in my area, I have resources. If they need their rent paid, go right here, fill this application out. You need this A, B, C, D. Submit it. Let me know when you submitted it, so I can call the resource that I know to let them know that you my client.
That's awesome.
So I incorporate what I have learned, the resources I have gained from my 9 to 5 into my coaching, to let people know that, guess what? There is help out there. You just need the right people to say, hey, I'm going to help you. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. There are a lot of resources out there, and it's just, people just don't know about it. I actually started a group, which I want to start pushing out there a little bit more, called Mad Money for the Kingdom. And it's on Facebook, but I really want to grow that group, because similar to what you're saying, I want people to be able to help others without scrambling. You know what I mean? So let's pull our skills and resources together and help somebody take $1 and turn it into $100, $1,000.
Absolutely.
So I haven't been pushing it, but I do want to push it, because it's one of my goals, is to help other people, whether it's with business. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I know a lot of experts.
Absolutely.
So, and I know what people need now, so that's one of my visions with that, like similar to what you're saying. Give people these resources. I have a full-time job answering phones for grocery stores all day. Yeah. And what do I keep hearing all day long? I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford. It's all in their thinking. You know, there's lots of resources that are probably available to them, but I can't offer it over the phone. I'd get in trouble.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally understand.
But I do want to do something like that. So I started it. It's not really growing yet, but I'm going to start pushing it again and really see
I say, as you was talking, I say, you keep praying about it.
Okay.
And you start it, even if it's with one person.
Yeah.
Because if that one person see you consistent enough, that one person will go grab one person. Yeah. Those 2 people see that it's consistent. That the second person to grab another person. And it's not meant for us to build. It's meant for us to share what we know.
Right. Exactly.
Look, what was that movie called? I love it. If you build it, it will come.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, but I
Um,
hear that all the time.
Field of Dreams.
Oh, okay.
Field
Yeah.
of Dreams, where he was staying in this big house and had this big acre, these big acres of crops and everything. And he kept getting these voices say, if you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come. And he ended up cutting it all down, building this beautiful baseball. And he started seeing these, what it was, Jackie Robinson, all these old baseball players was just coming from the spirit, I guess. And people who believe can see them,
Yeah.
and they was coming from all miles to come see them play baseball. And
Yeah.
he couldn't understand in the beginning, if I build it, it would come. What is this? What is this? And a lot of time, our spirit is telling us to go forward, and it will come.
Right.
Move, and it will come.
Yeah.
But sometimes the fear sets in, like, should I or shouldn't I? And guess what? We can have faith all day, but fear still comes in. We just have to cast it down, you know. But listen, I'm telling you, I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh no. Mm-mm.
But yeah,
But
so if
yes,
you're out there listening, it's a Facebook group. It's called Mad Money for the Kingdom. I'd love to have, like, even if we do live interviews in there with
yes.
people's skills, you know, what
Mm-hmm.
skills do you have that you can teach? Is it credit? Is it something about health that I don't know? Whatever it is, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think that would be fantastic. Once you go to offering that, you'll have a lot of people coming
Okay.
on board. Because like you said, you bring a group of women on Zoom. Guess what? One person may have a worksheet that has budgeting. One person may have a worksheet that can help people get their credit, their personal credit, and one person may have business credit. You know how to invest.
Yep.
And you bring it all together and they make their own portfolio, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what
that'd be fantastic.
people need it. They need it. They need all
Absolutely.
more now than ever. More now than ever.
Absolutely.
They're just scrambling, you know. It breaks my heart when I listen to these people, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're scrambling, and there are, like you said, there are resources out there.
Mm-hmm, it
And
is.
they have to suffer, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's what
Absolutely.
I want to be able to teach. Like, instead of lend, you know, you always say, be the lender, not the borrower. No, I want to be the giver and the teacher.
Absolutely.
Bring in others.
Absolutely.
Show people, don't just give somebody $50 to help them pay whatever, a bill.
Mm-hmm.
Let's show them how they can pay the next bill and the next bill and that, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely. I totally understand.
one of my
Totally
dreams, goals, so I'm working on it.
Yes.
I'm
You
working.
got, and you got this. You got this.
Thank
If
you.
you know what, you have this, because I'm gonna tell you this, and then I know we have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
One thing I know about business, they can say everything they want. But if you can get in front of this camera and let people see the real you, the real self, that, hey, I'm not perfect, but I'm
Right.
out here trying, game changer.
Right. No,
When
I'm not.
when people can see you show up like that, game changer. Because guess what? Everybody want to follow somebody that got confidence.
Right.
Everybody want to follow somebody that's consistent.
Yeah.
That's anybody. If it's one person, that's a soul.
Yeah.
That one person bring one person. That's another soul. But guess what? It started with you.
Yeah.
You see what? I could go all night.
We need a part 2, but we do have to wrap
Part
it.
2.
You know, so I want to thank you for being on tonight, sharing your story with your husband, with your thyroid. I hope we'll have to do a part 2 of how
Yes.
you're doing with your thyroid. You know, like,
Yes.
talk about that, talk more about the book, maybe some of the declarations that are in there.
Most definitely.
Definitely need a part 2.
Most definitely.
But tell everybody what you've got going on right now, how they can reach you, and I thank you for being on.
Thank you so much. So you can reach me on all platforms. If you put Mary Russell hyphens Hankin, that's on the screen, on every platform. Once it pop up, you may see it say the atmosphere changer and speak life. That is me. So I keep it as my name to make it easy. Right now, I'm so excited. I have did 2 collab books, which will be released next year. I just, released my coaching business. So I'm excited about that. So thank you so much for having me. Anybody out there, you want to follow me, you want to get in contact with me, just DM me and follow me on all social media platforms. Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Miss
Well,
Paula.
thank you. Thank
I
you.
know we set a date because you're coming on my show too.
Yes.
So we set that date on February 7th. So February 7th, so I will make sure that Miss Paula have her flyer so we can share it all around the social media.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
you guys can tune in and hear that interview as well. So look
Yes.
forward to seeing you guys soon.
Yes. So thank you everybody for being on. Once again, I'm looking for sponsors in the new year. Yes, we need your stories. Don't hold your stories in. So we need guests and sponsors. Reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, info@enrichyourhealth.com with a UR. And we're on every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. So we will see you next Sunday. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas. Bye.